Alright guys, and welcome back to Yoast Build. So, as you can tell from the title in this video, tonight, the H22 gets a nitrous kit. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. And if this is your first time seeing our winter beater project, I'll give you a quick little rundown on it. So this is a EJ8 Civic, which is a Civic EX. So it has a sunroof, has a decently clean interior. As you can see, don't mind the stuff on the seat over there. That's for the Turbo GSR setup. This thing is a H22a with a M2Y4. I got the motor and transmission complete for $700. I did throw in a set of Hasport mounts. I did port the intake manifold. I did throw a 68mm throttle body on it. It has a tri-wide header, a 3-inch exhaust, and a set of Yonaka axles. So this is basically my winter beater budget project, H22. As you guys can tell, it's not in perfect condition, but it is pretty clean. And during Black Friday, Nitrous Outlet had these on sale. So if you ordered them on sale on Black Friday, you could get one of these EFI Universal Wet Kits shipped to your house for $485. If you go on the website right now, they're over $800 with the bottle upgrade. It has the high flow nozzle on the top. But I got it for around $500. So tonight's video is going to be all about nitrous on the H22a. So just like any other project, once you have a car together and drive it for a while, it starts to feel normal. It starts to feel slow. I've been driving this car. I probably put 3,000 miles on it already because I built it, like I said, to drive in the winter. And if you guys pay attention to the weather at all, or you're located anywhere near central Pennsylvania, it's been snowing a lot. I think we've got snow almost every other day for the last like 2 weeks. That's why I haven't really made any videos. But I think we've had a total of 20 inches of snow total. So it took me a few hours. I dug out the driveway, made a place down to the shop, got the car in the shop tonight, and we're going to throw the nitrous kit on it since it's been sitting here since Black Friday. And now that the car feels kind of slow, it deserves a nitrous kit. So let's get right into the action. I'm going to throw you guys onto a time lapse on the GoPro. I'm going to install the brackets in the trunk, run the feed line up to the engine bay, and then of course put the nozzle in the intake. I'll do all the hard stuff first and then do the wiring second. And then once I'm done with all of it, I'll come back to you guys and give you a review on how easy this kit was to install. Alright guys, so I'm going to quickly go over everything we got here with this X Series EFI kit. If you guys have never installed nitrous before or don't understand how it works, I'll simply explain it to you. It is pretty simple once you understand exactly what's going on. And the kits are actually very simple until you start getting into the really complicated multiple stage kits. But this is just single nozzle, up to 200 horsepower nitrous kit. So of course all nitrous kits start with a nitrous bottle. This is a 10-pound unit. When they say 10-pound units, they actually mean how much physical weight of nitrous you can put into the cylinder. These bottles usually weigh 12 to 15 pounds. This one weighs 13.9 pounds. So it completely full of nitrous will be 24 pounds you're adding somewhere in your car. Like I said earlier, this is a higher flow nozzle. This is a new style of nitrous outlet bottle. Next in line, you'll have your gauge. You will see right there, 900 PSI. So around 1100 PSI is what you normally want to have your warm nitrous bottle at. When you fill a nitrous bottle, it should be cold. When you put it in the car and you want to actually use it, you need to warm it up to room temperature. Usually they make bottle heaters. We do have one, which I won't be installing on this car. I'll install on another car that has a multiple stage kit later on, and I'll be sure to do a video on that. So once you get past your gauge, here is your main feed line. So this should never technically be inside the car with you. That should be in your trunk, secured properly with the brackets, and that should have a barrier between you and the bottle. If the pressure in this bottle gets too high, there is a blow-off valve right here. Yes, I said blow-off valve, just like a turbo kit. This thing will actually pop, and all of the nitrous that's in this bottle will come out safely. It does not blow up. This is not Fast and the Furious. Your car doesn't explode and hop 10 feet off the ground. So run your nitrous line under your car, away from exhaust or anything like that. Is the smartest thing to do. Now, once you get to the front of the car, you're going to have your solenoids. Here's your solenoid for fuel. Here's your solenoid for nitrous. It is even marked right there. NO2, fuel. Now, fuel is very simple. You just want to tee into the fuel line before the fuel injectors, so you have the same fuel pressure from the pump and not on the regulator return. You want it before the fuel injectors. You have a simple line here, fitting in, fitting out to your nozzle. Now the nitrous line, same concept. You have AN to NTP fitting and an out on both sides. From here to the nozzle, here's the nozzle. So if you install this into the car and don't add a jet, this is what actually regulates how much nitrous you spray into the car. This thing will flow itself up to about 220 horsepower. I would never recommend running this with no pills. People will do it. I've seen it done. It's not very smart. You really don't know what you're running into the car, but they say the nozzles, single nozzles themselves, will flow up to 220, 250 horsepower. But if you want to play that game, go for it. And then activating a nitrous system is very easy. You have your on and off switch, and then you have a switch right here, which you put on the throttle cable. And as soon as you tap the throttle cable wide open, the nitrous kit comes on. As always, relay, all the wiring and butt connectors and everything are included. And then here's your jets. And then I actually send you a chart that tells you what each one equates to based off of your fuel pressure and the jet you are running. So you can go over the chart. You can go on their website and find the chart on there. But that is the basic overlay of a EFI single nozzle kit. And now let's throw you back on a time lapse and get this thing on the car. So you saw me take a Sharpie. I marked each of the holes in the bracket, drilled them down through the floor. Make sure, of course, not to drill into your gas tank or anything important like that, or your gas feed or your fill line or anything like that. Make sure you check under the car. It requires 13 millimeter on the top and bottom. And then I cut the carpet so that it lays back over it. And then I drilled a feed hole for it. I'll put a rubber grommet on it later. It goes down through the frame rail, and then we're going to now proceed to run the car, or run the line under the car. We can't run the line or run the car yet, but it's going to go down into the frame rail, come out of the frame rail, go all the way to the front of the car, and then we're going to have it cross over to the passenger side. Like I said, as long as we avoid the exhaust, we are good, and then we will get to installing everything up front. All right, guys, so we have the nitrous bottle mounted right here above this. If you pull this shield off on the EK, there's actually a hole right there. If you drill straight up through into the trunk, you can run your nitrous line down under, hide it behind these covers right here that all go down beside the gas tank. So this one covers it, this one covers it, that one covers it. And then you can use your exhaust shield, run your nitrous line where your brake lines go up over, run it down the passenger side of the car. You see, I use little circle clips with self-tapping screws, and I attached it to the frame rail, and then I put zip ties inside of the circle loops because they were too big, so it can't really move around. And you can see this, it's solid, it ain't gonna go nowhere. It does have a little bit of play, of course, with the suspension movement and everything, but now that the line is ran to the front of the car, we can lower it down and get to wiring. So I already started. I forgot to turn the GoPro on to show you guys. But if you go on the Nitrous Outlet website, basically shows you how to wire it. You want to wire 2 of the wires off the nitrous solenoids to the side of the relay. And then you want to ground the relay. You want to power the relay. And then this will go to your momentary switch, which this is basically what activates it. And then you're going to get source power from inside the car. You're going to feed power into here. You're going to feed ground into here. And then once you turn the switch on, the center button right here will light up. And that's what feeds the other side of this. So once you flip this on and you hit full throttle, you will have nitrous. So I'm going to do all this wiring. I don't really need to show you guys that on camera. It's just a bunch of running wires. But once I get that all installed, I will cut and put the fuel line in, and then we'll test out the solenoids, make sure everything clicks and works. I do not have a full bottle. I'll have to fill one up for you guys, and then we can do a test drive. I pulled the jets out for 75 shot. which out of that bag right there is a 41 and a 19 at 45 psi of fuel pressure, which is a Honda runs 43, but that'll be fine. And yeah, let me get to some wiring, and then I can mount the solenoids, and we'll give her a test shot. So all the wiring is complete now. So you have your positive from there, you have your negative from there, you have your micro switch firmly mounted right here, doesn't move at all. You press this, click. You have your solenoids right there. I haven't mounted them yet because I still got to run all the lines. And for safety precautions, you have to turn on the ignition, and then you have a switch. Flip the switch on, and you floor it. You hear the solenoids work. If you flip the switch off, which is daily driving, nothing. So now, doing the fuel in this car is really easy because I have my feed over here because I use the Prelude fuel rail. So I'm just going to tee into this line, run it under the intake manifold, and then we get to drill a hole in our intake. They say you want to put it 6 to 8 inches from the throttle body. So I'll probably stick it about right here, right on the other side of this air intake temperature sensor. So it's right after it on the bottom of the tube. And then of course, when we install it in the car, it'll be back there behind that heater hose. So if you look at the car, once I tape up all the wiring, the only thing you're really going to notice is that micro switch. You're not even really going to see anything besides that relay, which it could be to anything. But I'll throw you guys on a time lapse and get back to work. Well guys, you can see the relay and you can see the micro switch. You can see the fuel lines ran. I even mounted the solenoids down there. Primed the fuel pump. We don't have any leaks. Another thing I did while I had this whole car apart was painted the brake calipers, rotated the tires. I rolled the rear fenders because we had a little bit of rub. Then I threw on these little mud flaps because, like I said, I'm driving this thing in the snow, and the snow keeps getting stuck in the back bumper, and I'm scared it's gonna rust it all out. But this will conclude the video. Like I said, the nitrous bottle is empty. I'll have to get it filled, and then we will do a video of test driving on the 75 shot. Hopefully it doesn't snow for the next week so I can actually get it filled and get you guys a video. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the content on Yoast Built, just give us a subscription down below. And what do you guys think the EK will run on a 75 shot at the track? I have a set of 22-inch slicks. I have a set of 24-inch slicks. And I might be purchasing a set of 23-inch slicks. I kind of want one of each just so that when we have like a stockish car, you could throw 23s on it all motor, or 22s on it all motor and 23s on it on the nitrous kit. 24s are a little excessive for a stock clutch. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the nitrous install. I did leave some of the time lapses out because at this point this video is super long. And I know you guys watch about 5 minutes and then click off of it. So hope you guys enjoyed. As always, you guys are the greatest.